All right, good morning and welcome back to another episode of the Tempest Rising podcast. Today's episode is not about mental health, which you probably expected it to be. I know at the moment there's an abundance of posts around about Caroline Flack and various other mental health things, but this is not one of them. There will be a post out on Monday, but it's more of a broad look at mental health rather than something specific. I don't think it feels right to talk about things that I don't know anything about. And in this case, I don't know anything about Caroline Flack, so I don't feel like I should be commenting on it. Today is about asking others for assistance in cultivating your expertise. There's always going to be someone out there who is better than you. And that can be a bitter pill to swallow for some people, particularly if you're a highly driven type A personality who loves to be perfect and who wants to be the best and is highly competitive. And I know that from experience because that was me. But you can change that. Your personality is not fixed. It's something that largely determines your reality. But those traits that you think are just part of who you are can actually be changed. I always say that who you are is a choice. And I've changed many things about myself that didn't serve me. My need to always be right, my desire for perfection. I still have exceptionally high standards, but I've reached a point now where good enough is good enough. At the moment, I'm working on my obsessive tendencies, my lack of focus, all of these supposedly inbuilt traits that are supposed to be part of my personality. They're all subject to change if I want them to. One thing that hasn't and won't change about me is going to be my stoic outlook, because I like it and I'm happy with it. If there's ever a day where you see me bouncing around with a huge grin on my face, something's gone horribly wrong in my mind. But we're going off topic anyway. But the point is that how you experience reality is down to many things, but the way you perceive yourself is a huge part in that. And that is something that you can change, and you have the power to change whenever it suits. But the point today is understanding that there will always be people who are better than you. And this is the key to cultivating your own expertise. You can go it alone, or you can benefit from the experience of someone else. And it's not weak, it's not pathetic, it's not lazy, and it's not lechy if you do it the right way. An exchange of value, be that with money or otherwise, is the way to do it. It took me years and years and years after my struggles to start feeling human again, to start feeling capable. And then it took a couple more years of experimenting with various things and trial and error before I found some things that actually worked. And I could have saved myself all that effort and that time by asking someone who worked in personal development what they had to offer and then working with them. My journey to this stage was almost an accident. I saw a post on Facebook that had been shared by a friend for a book, and I had a look at it and then obviously bought it, and it was the most expensive book I've ever bought in my life, and I don't think I'll ever buy a book that expensive ever again. But things went from there. Nowadays, whenever I need to get better at something, I find someone who is better at it than me, and then I pay them to teach me. Because our purpose in life is to expand our capacity, which means there will be times where we do outgrow people, where we outgrow our coaches, our friends, our family. And this is a normal thing. It can be sad, but it does happen, and it's part of the process. So you should always be searching for someone who is better than you so that you can continue to learn and grow, and you can grow into something bigger. Because you can go it alone and you can waste your time and your money and have it take a lot longer, or you can be smarter and find someone to teach you. And it's a case of benefiting from their expertise and trying to bring yourself up to their level. And when you reach their level, you find someone else who is on the next level, and you keep going up and up and up. And eventually, you'll be up there with the best of them. There'll still be someone who's better or can do a little bit more, but it's part of the process of climbing continually. And as I've said before, if it's a skill you have no interest in, or you don't need to know how to do it, then it's something that you can maybe delegate the work to that expert, and you can pay them to do it instead. So it's still a mutually beneficial relationship, and it's something that's worth having. There will always, always, always be people that are better than you, and it's part of your journey to find them and to work with them to get yourself better, to bring yourself up to their level, not to be jealous or to bring everyone down like people like to do nowadays. We should be aspiring to be like them in our own personal way rather than trying to drag them down. If more people did this, if more people aspired instead of shitting on other people and trying to drop them down, then the world would be a much better place. And I think we would all be far more advanced as human beings. I think one could argue that as a society, we are perceived to be hugely advanced because we have amazing technology, we have access to all kinds of information, products, and we're always making these steps. But as humans, the vast majority of us are all still struggling with the same shit over and over. We're still always stuck in the same struggle cycle. And things don't change until you make them change. And part of that change is increasing your capacity by cultivating your expertise. And the only way to do that is with other people. The right people can be your greatest asset besides yourself. So if you invest in them, you invest in you. It's a very simple process in understanding that for you to increase your own capacity, you are going to need to reach out to other people. You can try and do it alone, but it is a lot of time, a lot of effort, and a lot of money wasted. You will be better off seeking out people that are better than you. So find them and work with them rather than looking at it from a negative that they are better than you and thinking about all the jealousy aspects. So very simple lesson today. That will be all because I need to go and record some videos and to set up some stuff that you will be seeing soon. Let me know your thoughts on this topic in the comments, and I'll be back next week with another episode. Have an amazing day.